level of intensity has to be. Now, unfortunately for me, because I don't like to do it at such an early time, I'm a little bit different. But it's been activated, so look forward to seeing what we can do.
But it's been activated, so.
I mean, it's just unfortunate with the opportunity that we've had, and we haven't been able to seize the opportunity.
Hey, what's up, guys? Now we got LeBron James versus Lonzo Ball. Now, on June 29th, 2018, LeBron James opted out of his contract with the Cavaliers and became an unrestricted free agent. And out of all the teams that LeBron could have went to, he went to the Lakers. Now, this was a major free agent signing in 2018. LeBron James was going to the Lakers, and the thought process was, hey, LeBron's about to turn this around. LeBron is the piece that's finally going to put the Lakers back on the map like they were in the previous years. Like, the Lakers are known to be a winning franchise, but they've been a lottery team for close to a decade. Now, with LeBron coming to the Lakers, there was the expectation of, hey, LeBron's gonna mentor the young kids. He has a lot of young talent around him. LeBron James, just LeBron himself, can make it to the playoffs. You know, he's went to the playoffs however many straight times. Like, LeBron James is the only piece that we need. LeBron James will take you to the playoffs. You have enough promising young talent in Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart. You have like a young, good core players that can take you to the next level. So what happened? See, what really happened was LeBron James came into the Lakers, and he basically took it as like a free season, like just a wasted season, just a season where he can stat pad, put up a lot of points, you know, chase Michael Jordan's ghost, but not actually take that season like, oh, we're gonna make it to the championships or whatever the case was. LeBron James let his young teammates, especially Lonzo Ball, think that, hey, I could take you guys to a championship. Hey, I can with us, I believe in you. We can make a deep playoff run or make it to the championship. And his teammates thought that until LeBron started doing and sabotaging the team. Now let's get into Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, a year before, was drafted by the Lakers, a young, promising point guard that was supposed to be the franchise cornerstone. Magic Johnson said it himself, like, Lonzo, I expect your jersey to be retired in the rafters someday. Like, so you have a young, promising point guard whose first season was a bit disappointing. It ended early during injuries, but showed a lot of potential, a lot of promise. Still work in progress, but a lot of potential. And then the next year, you get what? A ball dominant LeBron James to complement your pass first point guard. Like, how is that pair gonna work? Like, LeBron James has never had like a particularly special like point guard ever in his like career. LeBron James is a point guard. He plays point forward. So how does a guy that plays literally bounces the air out of the ball, how will he pair with a young a young pass first point guard? Like, Lonzo at that time wasn't really a shooter, so how do you pair somebody that needs the ball to play with somebody that also needs a ball that's not known as a particular shooter? Like LeBron James plays with shooters. Like, he's gonna draw the double team and pass it to the open man for an open shot. Lonzo is not a shooter. That's not his strength. His strength is getting his teammates involved, moving the ball, facilitating the offense, running the offense. Like, that's Lonzo's like skill. Like, that 2018 season, they had Lonzo in the corner, just like, he's just a shooter. Like, he's barely touching the ball. He's just in the corner waiting for a shot. Like, they literally had Lonzo playing like a role player. Play defense, stand and wait for your shot. That was it. Like, Lonzo's capable of way more than just standing in a corner and just making a shot and just playing great defense. Like, they literally turned Lonzo into a role player. You didn't draft Lonzo at the number 2 spot in the draft just to be a role player. But that's what comes when you get LeBron James. And Lonzo Ball even said it himself. He said that he didn't really get comfortable with LeBron until after the All-Star break. It wasn't until after the All-Star break that Lonzo felt comfortable playing alongside with LeBron. Like, that was the first time he got comfortable playing with LeBron. Like, Lonzo had to switch up his whole entire game just to fit in with LeBron. And towards the middle, before Lonzo got hurt, you were seeing them start to click. You were seeing Lonzo can make it work because he's a high IQ basketball player. And for all the slack that I'm giving LeBron, LeBron too also has a very high IQ for basketball. So you have two high IQ basketball players playing together, you're going to see good results. Like, Lonzo figured out to make it work. Like, he figured out how to play off ball and let LeBron essentially run the offense, and him just, adding his sprinkles and dashes here and there, playing alongside LeBron. Like, because Lonzo's a high IQ player. Like, so you were seeing like the LeBron Lonzo connection on the court. Like, they both recorded a triple double against the Charlotte Hornets, like a historic, like it hadn't been done in like years, especially not in recent times. They both recorded a triple double. Now, that's not easy to just rack up a triple double, especially two players on the same team. So you've seen what happens, the potential of the duo, but of course the Lakers ruined it. Now, I have a whole video on Lonzo and bad coaches. You guys should check it out in the description. It's called Lonzo Ball versus Bad Coaches, starring Luke Walton and Alvin Gentry, and that's a story for another day. But the Lakers ultimately failed Lonzo by drafting LeBron James. They just drafted LeBron James when you have a pass first point guard. I mean, what was the point of that? You try to have Lonzo play under Rajon Rondo as if Lonzo needs some sort of mentor or whatever the case is. Like, Lonzo's a born leader. He doesn't have to like try to learn the chops from an older point guard or whatever the case is. Like, they never gave Lonzo a shooting coach. I'm like, hey, you seen his form and you knew from the first season his form needed work, or his shooting just in general needed work. Why you wouldn't get Lonzo a shooting coach at all, I don't know. The Lakers health team, health associates, whatever the case is, the medical team was just trash. The Lakers just constantly had these nagging little injuries, prolonged injuries, and it's like, what is the medical staff doing? Like, the medical staff had to go. It was just bad. But anywho, the Lakers ultimately failed Lonzo. They went on win now mode instead of building for the future. Now, they may win a championship with LeBron and AD, but they won't have a dynasty. They may win one or two championships. I ain't no hater. Like, they are currently, from their record and how they're playing, they could be the best team in the league. But when LeBron retires, will AD stay? Like, you had such a such a promising young core. The Lakers could have been the Golden State Warriors, who just build with the young talent that you drafted. You have a great point guard in Lonzo Ball, who could be a potential MVP in the league one day. You had a baby KD and Brandon Ingram, and you know those comparisons are always going to be there. But Brandon Ingram's an all-star, and you have it's just very sad how things turned out. But hey, do you want to be on win now mode? You want to be on LeBron time? Hey, that's what it is. But Lonzo has a better situation in New Orleans. I feel like they could be a potential dynasty, so I guess it all works out in the end. But it's your boy For All to Envy. Don't hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. More videos on the way. It's your boy For All to Envy. I'm out.